Centering Pregnancy is changing the way expectant moms receive care, combining prenatal checkups, education, and support in a group setting. It also plays a key role in teaching safe sleep practices for newborns. Coordinators Kelly Ellis, Paige Speer, and Rebekah Jatczak from CMU Health and Great Lakes Bay Health Centers are here to talk about how it works and why it matters. Well, welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining me in the studio. How are you all doing today?
Excellent. Thank you for asking.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy that you all are here.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about this conversation on centering pregnancy. So let's just jump right into it. Paige, can you explain what centering pregnancy is and how it differs from your traditional prenatal care?
Yeah, so Centering Pregnancy is more group prenatal care where every patient that is in the group pretty much has the same delivery date. They come in for 2 hours and they're able to ask their provider questions, get support from other patients as well that are in the group. And also you just get, it's more
Patient-centered. They kind of lead the group.
Yeah.
So it's really fun when like the participants get to know each other and then they just kind of walk in like it's home and communicate to each other. And one of our most recent groups, they exchange phone numbers. They're deciding on a parent like group, trying to get back together. It's just a huge support system for our patients.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So how many people are a part of a group like that?
The standard size group is about 8 to 10 participants.
Okay.
Some of them will be bigger in the beginning, and then like we have to split some of our groups up so that we stick with that 8 in each group. But it's great when you have a good mix of not just like first-time moms, because a lot of people think, oh, it's centering, it's a lot of education. I already had a baby, I don't need that. You're wrong. Like you're absolutely wrong. It is wonderful to be able to see these new moms, getting coached by these people that have had like 3, 4, kids already, and be able to share in the highs and the lows. And the best thing about it for me is getting to see them realize that they're not alone. Like the struggles that they're going through, problems with relationships or family members, or, even just getting resources in the community to be like, oh, I need a car seat. And somebody's like, I know where you can get a car seat. And being able to just share all of the things that, they don't get to have in a 15-minute traditional care appointment. You just don't have time. Yeah. And since, in the clinic, like the MA's in there for 5, so then now we're down to 10. And then I get in there, we listen to heart tones, and it's just a very rushed, and I do try to do as much as I can to educate in that time frame. But, the day doesn't allow for the level of education that you get through centering in a traditional care appointment.
And it's not just like normal appointments either. Like they play games, and we do every session is completely different where we speak about a different topic. And then it's just really like heartwarming to see all of these strangers come together and then leave pretty much as one big family. Yeah. It's really great.
So so visually, like I have to always see this picture in my mind. So there's a bunch of ladies just in a room for 2 hours.
Yes.
That's how it works.
Yes.
Well, there's also some of them will have their older children with them.
Okay.
Like at Great Lakes Bay, we do 3 and under. They're all welcome to attend.
That's nice.
And then also their spouses, or there are significant others that come as a support person.
Moms, sisters, friends, whoever you want to bring is welcome.
Yeah. We do just like it to kind of be consistent throughout. If they're going to bring that one person, then just kind of continue to bring that one person, just because more patients are willing to open up in a safer place if that one support person is just there.
So why should an expectant mom, why should she join a program like this?
It's absolutely incredible. It's amazing. Why not join? Really? Yeah. I mean, there's so many benefits to it. I mean, even in every session, you get to leave with something that day for your baby. And I just really feel like centering really does prepare you more for birth, especially as a first-time mom. You're more prepared. You're more knowledgeable. Just everything. It's wonderful.
Yeah, we really take into consideration social determinants of health. So really looking at the list of things that may be keeping them from care and trying to do everything that we can to to right that wrong in society. So if it's transportation, okay, what can we do? Can we set up the appointments for you through your insurance? Is this do we have funds for gift cards? Like, what can we do to make sure that you can make it? And what she's talking about as a gift is I think both of our programs have, these stores where I call ours a buy nothing store, because they come and at the end they get to pick something out. So they get to start building on these things, these essential needs that everyone needs for their kids. They're just trying to, alleviate some of the stress, because having kids it's expensive.
Absolutely.
And we also have a food pantry, which we got yours started over there too. So they get to take a bag of food when they leave. So every time I'm looking at what grants to look at next, I'm like, okay, what have I crossed off already? So we got, baby items, and we got food, and, the big thing is mental health is what I'm really trying to focus on for this year. And so we were able to start this postpartum support group. So after centering, they have this place to go, to be able to be around other moms that may be struggling a little bit with postpartum depression, anxiety, or just isolation, which seems to be a huge factor in postpartum depression and mental health concerns of a new mom.
So when you're talking about these expectant moms, I know when I talked to some of the doulas and the MIHP program, a lot of that was Medicaid focused. Who are the women that's joining the Centering Pregnancy program? Are they Medicaid patients? Is it anybody?
It's anybody.
Anybody. Yep. They just have to be a patient. Like for us, they have to be a GLBHC patient. And I'm sure for CMU, they have to be a CMU patient. So
nice. This is
and
awesome.
then, obviously we take transfers of care. So even if it's later in pregnancy, to me, even if you get a couple sessions in, then that's more than what you had.
Absolutely.
So we will add anyone into a group at any point in time so that they can get that added education and be around some people. And then we do a reunion or a birthday party, which is really fun.
That's what we do.
We had one yesterday, and we bring all the women back and their partners, and they bring their babies. So now they got to see what was in this bump all the last 9 months, and we have a really good time. We talk about lactation support and then again about mental health.
Yes, this is awesome. I love what I'm hearing. So talk about some of the topics that you bring up while they're in a Centering Pregnancy session. I know you kind of spoke about the physical health and getting into the mental health. What other topics are you guys talking about?
We talk about lots of different things. One of our sessions, we talk about WIC. Another one, we talk about breastfeeding and breastfeeding support. Okay. We talk about early childhood development, which is what I am super gung-ho for. And then we also do a mental health session. We do a safety session, domestic violence, lots and lots of different things that we talk about.
Yeah. I mean, we really try to bring in a lot of community partners too. So Saginaw County comes out and does our lactation. We have somebody that comes out and talks about WIC and nutrition support. The CAN Council does an amazing presentation to our patients on fetal alcohol syndrome, shaken baby. They go into safe sleep. They just started doing one on car seat safety for us as well. Then we have doulas that come and present so that we hopefully get more people utilizing doulas in the community, because that's just an added benefit to centering, is having that support there at the hospital as well, and then the postpartum support.
And I mean, what's kind of like super great about Great Lakes Bay Health Centers too is it's more so like a one-stop shop. So we don't really have too many outside community partners that come in, just because we house all of that here. So that's really great. Yeah. Anything to add?
No, I think they did a great job. Paige does come in and she talks about pediatrics. She talks about vaccinations and really kind of sets parents' minds at ease, especially those new parents who are really unsure about those things. We talk about the golden hour, so that first hour after birth.
Talk about that. I haven't heard of that.
So that's the first hour. You've given birth to this new miracle, and the provider puts the baby on your skin to skin, puts chest to chest, as long as baby's doing well. And that gives you that time to bond with your baby. If you're unable to as a new mom, you can also have dad or your partner do that as well. It allows time for the nurses to do vitals right there on your chest. It's just that great time after birth for you to bond with your baby and just kind of be one with your baby.
I just never heard the term. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Well, this is really great information. So 2-hour session. Now, is this once a month? How long or how many sessions do they have with you guys?
It follows exactly like your regular traditional care. So every 4 weeks until you get to 20 weeks, at 28 weeks, 28 weeks, and then it goes to every 2 weeks. At 36 weeks, then we go to weekly. We do one in clinic and then one in centering for those last 4 weeks.
Okay. And I'm assuming
as
they're
well.
the same.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Well, ladies, I have you here also because we've also been talking about safe and separate sleep as well. And I know you talked about some of the topics that you're covering in Centering Pregnancy. So thinking about safe sleep, how are you guys integrating that into the Centering Pregnancy session?
Every single one of them, like literally every single one of them, there is some kind of mention about safe sleep, whether it be the breastfeeding session. We're talking about how that's a safety measure with safe sleep. So each one of them that we do, it's constantly mentioned because, I'm sure like most of the other facilities, we've had a couple losses. Nothing this year, thank you. That I think that the initiatives that you personally have rolled out have really helped in bringing down those numbers and people being able to see ABC, like when they're driving down the highway, on a bus, when they're on the street, on the side of the health department. It's everywhere right now. And that's where it needed to be because there are so many people still living in the old way of doing things. And, you have grandparents watching them and you have teenagers watching them that might have gotten advice from a grandparent about babysitting. And so being able to see that up there, we're reaching crowds that I don't think we were able to reach before. The marketing just wasn't there. And then, with the new way that we're doing centering and, prenatal care really helps with decreasing those numbers. And it's showing finally that we're
really
starting to make
hear.
a difference. Yeah.
That's really good to hear. So what type of demonstration or materials are you giving to your patients?
So we use like little babies and little pack and plays and sleep sacks, and we do demonstrations with that with the patients, and they get to do it as well. And we kind of make it fun for them. It's just a fun way of learning.
Yeah, I always love watching the dads swaddle.
Oh my gosh, yes. The dads are amazing in centering. I absolutely love when dads join centering and they get into it.
There's nothing better than putting them on the spot a little,
Yes.
Yeah, always.
Yes.
I love that. So you said you guys, there are videos as well, but you actually have the baby and you're showing them and everything.
Yes.
Yep. That's pretty cool. So I know, like Kelly, you brought up with grandparents and like the old way of thinking, and I'm sure you probably heard from your older parents or the parents who already had kids. I've done this before. Like I can just allow my baby to sleep with me. What do you say to that?
They got lucky.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is what I always say. You got lucky. And when you look at it from that perspective, I think that kind of like it stops the conversation and makes them think without like coming off like with a bunch of defensive ways of speaking of it. It's just that, and let them think what that means to them.
I feel like it's a pause after that. I don't think you can say anything
there's
else.
nothing to respond. I could give you 100 reasons why you shouldn't do it, but you're still thinking the way that you're thinking about your own child. So when you say you got lucky, it's just a stopgate. It makes you like start thinking that maybe you're right. Maybe I did just get lucky.
Wow. So what resources or support does Great Lakes Bay and even CMU Health, what type of resources do you guys give away to your patients? I know like with CMU Health, for instance, they give out pack and plays to some of their patients. What about Great Lakes Bay?
So Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, we actually have our MIHP program that supports any mom or dad that has Medicaid, and they can receive free diapers, free wipes. They can receive car seats if they need it, and also pack and plays to help support that safe sleep.
That's awesome. What about CMU Health?
So at CMU, anyone that lives in Saginaw County that has Medicaid that is participating in either clinic or centering, so it's not like separated out, will receive a pack and play if they do not have a safe sleep environment. They will also receive one for, say, for instance, baby's going to go to grandma's for when mom is at work, then the grandma is eligible for a pack and play as well. So they can get an extra one. In dad's house, too. If they live separately, they can get one. We also give out, sleep sacks. We have sleep sacks that we got. We have a book. It's called Charlie's Kids. He has these books that you can order. They're in each one of our patients' rooms. But it's really about this story about a pediatrician that lost his baby to SIDS. And it shows you that this is something that isn't about race. It's not about income. It's not about education level. It happens to everyone. And I don't think there's a mom out there that can't say that she was breastfeeding or sitting there and didn't do one of these on occasion.
Absolutely.
I think we have all done that. But it's when that doesn't happen that we run into some of these issues. And I can't stress enough how important it is that we allow these moms the rest that they need. Oftentimes they're pushed into doing their regular everyday activities with the other kids and dishes and laundries and I hate when they say, well, he works or she works or I don't, no. Like being a mom is a job and we need to look at it as that. And it's exhausting, especially postpartum when your hormones have just taken the biggest drop that they will ever have in your life. And we need to be there to support them. And doula services is another great resource, in that postpartum, time frame that can help with that.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And you are so right.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a mom, but that was 11 years ago and I was much younger, but I couldn't imagine now being much older. And it just sounds like I'm from the previous conversations, I'm hearing village. And this is just Centering Pregnancy is what you guys are doing. You're providing
Absolutely.
a village.
Especially for our patients who don't have that support, they come to Centering Pregnancy and then they gain a village.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. And having the support people there is really helpful because they get to hear us talk about these things, about these shifts in hormones, about, postpartum depression and delirium and postpartum and anxiety. And they can begin to pick up on some of those subtle signs. Be like, oh, okay, well, she has been acting a little bit different. Or I'm seeing that she's maybe, not sleeping even when she says she's sleeping and going days without it. So having them there and being able for them to experience the education that they need to really recognize some of these disorders is super important.
Wow. So now that we've been talking about safe sleep, have you seen a change in the practices among families who participate in the Centering program? Are they coming back telling you that they're doing what they say they're going to do?
I hope so.
Okay.
I know. But yes, I do feel like they do that. Yeah. Because we bring it up so frequently.
What about you guys?
I do feel like we still have some of those moms who, this is their fourth kid. And like Kelly said, I fall asleep in the recliner with my baby and she's just fine. I do feel like we still have some of those that are, it's my way. But I think most of the time, especially our newer moms who really are paying attention and listening, they're getting it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And a lot of them are like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And so they're very thankful that we're here, guiding them through all of these things that they don't know. And then there's some really quiet moms who are like, you guys have just given me the courage to know that I can speak out and it's okay.
Yes.
And that is something that I hold very true to my heart.
Yeah.
You're fighting the internet too, media and, between TikTok and and different podcasts, not yours. That there is there's different language out there for this whole situation where, there's people that are very much proponents for co-sleeping. And so we're fighting an uphill battle because we have them in class or in clinic and then they get online and they're like, oh, well, this video says it's just fine. It was fine for that woman. And she, again, got lucky. And it's not, there are a lot of misinformation that we have to address every single day because of just the access to information that's out there and the many, many people that talk about things that they're not educated to talk about.
There's so much noise.
There is.
And like you said, from TikTok and all the videos, and then you have your family and your friends. There's a lot of noise to cut through. So it sounds like your patients are trusting your voice, though.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
probably the biggest one is acid reflux. You hear it every single time. They're like, well, why would I put my baby on its back if it's spitting up? Because they don't understand the anatomy that's going on and what is difference between a baby and, an adult. And that there is a mechanism that happens when they're on their back that prevents that from going down where they think it's going. On their stomach, that mechanism is not there, and they can aspirate when they're on their stomach. And that was one of the things that we learned, pretty early on, to changing that recommendation to the stomach.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for bringing up that point too, though, because I don't think, like you said, that is talked about enough. So
I mean, it's probably the number one thing that people say to me. Well, the baby's spitting up. I can't put it on its stomach. It's gonna, or I can't put it on its back because it's gonna choke.
You most certainly can.
Yeah. So the choking, and then there's all these different things that Temu and everywhere else that you can buy these very unsafe sleep things. And they're on Amazon. They're everywhere. Yeah. That we have to constantly no, not this. No, not this. Yes, that looks cool, but no. So it's an uphill battle, but I'm glad that we get to talk to people the way that we do and have the time to really go in and show them the video, because that's where it hits home is they see that little mechanism in the throat and how it changes from being on the stomach to being on the back.
Something that just popped in my mind. Do you allow for people who have been a part of the Centering Pregnancy program to come back and talk to your new
Absolutely.
session?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So what have they shared, when they come back and talk to this new group of women who are pregnant?
We haven't had any come back as of yet because we have not been doing it as long. We've been doing it for a year.
Oh, okay.
But we do have several moms and dads who are interested in doing that, coming back and maybe speaking at one of the sessions to kind of go over what they've learned and how they've benefit through the centering program.
Yeah, and we also have a lot of parents who ask, if I have another baby, can I come back to centering? You most certainly can come back to centering. Please come back.
We have a lot of repeats. Yeah. And so, it proves it's not just the education because, we do try to change it up. Each year I switch up some of the things that we're doing so that anyone that comes back, it's not exactly the same material, but it's the community. It's building this kind of support around each other for a lot of people that don't have it, or it's intermittent support, when people are around, they come and check in on me, but when they're not, then I'm isolated. So it just, and they set up group chats, and I love that. I had a patient, we had 2 patients that spent Thanksgiving together last year.
Oh my gosh.
So nice.
How cool is that?
That's amazing.
They did not know each other prior. Yeah. So
it
it's
just
really,
shows
really
that
nice.
Centering does what it's supposed to.
Yes.
Really.
Yep. More than education, it's friendships that's building.
Very much.
Family, dang near.
Very.
It's like a family. If you're going to Thanksgiving together,
the more
beautiful.
we educate them, the more they educate the community.
Yes.
And that's what we need, is we need everyone to be sharing the right information at the right time to the right people.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree.
We have patients whose sisters or even their brothers or cousins who will call and say, hey, I hear you guys have a centering program. And yes, come on over.
We'll take you.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah,
It's great.
it's wonderful. I had a patient actually. She called my phone yesterday, my work cell phone, and she said, "Are you working today?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm here. I'm at the office." And she said, "Okay, because my husband's out there and his car won't start. I think the battery died. Can you offer him a jump? Can you help him in any way?" And so we did. We went out and pulled up a car and we got him jumped and on his way. And that was a great feeling, knowing that she was comfortable enough, and she was one of our first centering groups, and she still will call and she'll still send me pictures on her kids, and it truly becomes part of your family.
How many, I know you guys said you've been up for a year.
Yes.
How many families, can you guess how many families you've served since then?
We're going on to
Session 12.
session 12.
And I would say at least 8 moms in each group.
Group, so multiply that. Yeah, I'm not good with math.
Right, me neither.
I'm talking. What about you, Kelly?
By the end of this year, I think we're going to be close to 180. So it was
180 families served in this community, and 12 times 8 for them. Somebody put it in the comments down there. But that is amazing. The people that you're connecting and helping and supporting.
And next year will be our 10-year anniversary of having centering. at CMU Health. So we're very excited. I'm trying to plan like a reunion type thing. You're going to get, You're gonna
Sounds like I might have to do
Yeah.
some work. No, that's awesome. Yeah. So tell me, we're going to, kind of close in soon, but how does this program work with the local hospitals, Covenant, My Michigan Health, and the pediatricians and community organizations? How do you all work together?
I should mention, I mean, they don't have it there at Great Lakes Bay, but they're talking about starting it. I've had multiple conversations with Lori about starting a peds centering program. So we do have pediatric centering at CMU Health. So instead of doing your well child visits, it's still the group. And so people that are in centering can just move straight into peds centering as the same, group that they were in. And so that relationship can keep building.
And that's what, centering pregnancy and centering parenting.
Yes.
So it goes from pregnancy straight into centering parenting.
So this is almost like what, a 2-year program, correct?
Centering
Almost
parenting is
start.
a
2
2-year
years.
program.
Yep. I've looked into it because that's something that I would absolutely love to start at Great Lakes Bay Health Centers. So
It sounds like it's coming.
Yeah, the pediatric care coordinator, I just feel like it just correlates with what we do. So,
And like you said, it's something it's needed, because you talked about postpartum, and I can't imagine for a woman to have her baby and then now she doesn't have that group connection anymore. So
absolutely.
it would
And a
only
lot of
make
moms
sense.
do ask for that. Like, how do we stay connected afterwards? And to be able to offer that parenting portion would just be super great.
Yeah. I mean, all the vaccinations, everything's done at those well child visits. So everything is done in that group atmosphere. So it makes it really nice. We have a little play area. So they put the kids on the floor while they're talking about other things and they're playing with things. It's really nice to watch. Plus I get to peek in, see how my babies are doing.
So amazing. So are there any upcoming initiatives or partnerships related to maternal health or safe sleep that you guys are excited about? I know so much going on.
Yeah. So funding, well, they just passed. So I think now that some of the funding is going to come through that they thought actually was going to get cut. We're going to start to see more grant opportunities available in the next couple months. But everyone was kind of like on pins and needles and not really putting anything out there because they weren't sure what was going to be included in the Michigan state budget. And I'm happy, very happy to report that a lot of the things got continued, especially the centering. So there is still a budget in the grant for next year, for 2026, for the start of new centering programs, which I am always very, very happy to help anyone out there set up their program. So just all you have to do is call. And I will give you all my advice and what you can do to help get a program started at your facility. Because the more the better. This is what the better outcomes are.
Yeah.
Like it's in the data. This isn't just about education. We are seeing better outcomes in these babies. Improved breastfeeding rates, decrease in preterm labor, decrease in low birth weight. So there is actual outcomes coming out of the program that we're running.
Yeah, I was going to add, like, Kelly, you helped us get up and running. And so Kelly's amazing.
She is. She is.
And
I pretend like I don't know. I'm having this conversation. I pretend like I don't know, but Kelly is really, really amazing.
She really is. Yeah. And she's that person that is like, whatever you need. I know she's offered Lori a couple different times, anything that I can do for you guys to help you continue, please let me know. Like, we'll help you. And over here too at Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, I know that we partner with you guys as well. So we will also be willing to help with whatever.
Yeah, that sounds
whatever we can.
Sounds like the centering parenting is coming soon for Great
I
Lakes
hope
Bay.
so.
I hope
Fingers
too.
crossed. I mean, it's been in the back of my mind for a while. So we'll see what funding comes available, and hopefully we can do it.
That's great. So how can the public or other healthcare professionals support or get involved with centering pregnancy? What could you tell them out there?
Call me, send me an email.
We'll put our number at the bottom.
I really do a big push in November, for Giving Tuesday, to really send out a lot of different letters to all the local organizations trying to help with the funding to keep up some of the services and programs that we're running there to address social determinants of health, mental illness, and just the whole community involvement in the centering program.
And I mean, if they want to like get on the Centering website to look up Centering to learn more about it, they can go to the Centering Healthcare Institute website as well.
Okay. And then also, can you give them your information? Just let them know how they can all find you. So I'll start with Paige.
Yeah. So you can get on our website at Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, which is greatlakesbayhealthcenters.org. Or you can email me at Speer, which is SPEER at GLBH or GLBhealth.org.
And how can they find you, Rebekah?
You can also find me on the website. I am at the Old Town site at Great Lakes Bay Health Centers in the Women's Care Department. And you can reach me by email, rjatczak at glbhealth.org. Or I'm also reachable by phone, which is 989-921-4975.
Thank you. Kelly?
They can reach me by you. And my email is Ellis, ELLIS, the number 4, KR at CMich, so CMICH.edu.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining this
Thanks.
program, talking about safe sleep, talking about centering pregnancy. This was an amazing conversation. I hope that everybody out there gets a chance to go on their websites, look more into this. And if you are an expectant mom, definitely join one of these programs.
Yes, please do not be
Please,
afraid of the
please.
group setting.
And thank
it's
you.
amazing.
Thank you for doing this and bringing up all these very important topics surrounding maternal health, the doula program, safe sleep. The list just goes on and on. So we appreciate what you're doing for the community and for Saginaw.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.